Yo, peace, peace. It's your boy, the people's rapper, Jon Connor, with my dog J.A., my dog G Money, my dog L Boogie. It's the Connor Culture Podcast, and today it's a special episode in celebration of the new Project 24 with me and the legendary KLC of Beats by the Pound. We got a guest today, and it's none other than my big brother, the cat who got me rapping in the first place. You know what I'm saying? The legendary, the one and only, the hit maker. I could go on and on and on. Motherfucking KLC of Beats by the Pound. Let's make some noise for my nigga KLC. Clap it the fuck up.
The legend.
Yeah.
Yes. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. Getting a lot of love. Look, you still had that text that I sent you from the program director. He wants the entire album clean.
Yes. Wow. And I'm on it. I swear, you had that tonight.
Come on
yes.
Now.
Yes, man.
Let's go.
That's dope.
Yeah, so just bringing people up to speed. Y'all tuning in right now. Me and KLC just dropped a project. The name of the joint is 24. The title of the project came because, like I said, in the prior episode, No Limit Soldiers was the beat that made me want to rap. And so me and KL was on the phone, and I don't know if you remember that this is how it came about, but we was on the phone, and you was like, what we gonna call the motherfucker? And I'm like, I don't know. And then you said, what year was it you said you heard No Limit Soldiers? I said 97. And you said, so how many years ago was that? I said, I think 24. He said, call that bitch 24. And then the rest was history, dog.
Hey, Connor, I think in the last episode, man, you kind of mentioned about the fact that you met KLC. You know what I'm saying? You had mentioned that the fact that, you heard that song and was like, oh, I'm locked in now. I'm locked in. Like, I gotta do this for the rest of my life, right?
That's how it happened. And KL probably didn't heard this story a million times by now, because we didn't known each other now for about 13 years. And I swear I tell him the story at least once every 5 years. Like, nigga, No Limit Soldiers is the beat that made me want to rap, and thank you. So yes, man, you know what I'm saying? That's just I can't escape that. The truth is the truth. I was at my mom's crib in Flint. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboy David from down the street. My homeboy David, he was up on all of the new shit. So he would always come down to my crib with A-Ball and MJG. He would come with Uncle Luke. He would come with just all of the new shit from down south, with the Suave House shit. He would come,
Right.
Just with all of that. So one day he came to my mom's crib, and he was like, man, you ain't never heard of Master P? And I'm like, nah, what's that? He put it on. I heard that motherfucking piano. And nigga, from that point on, it was like, fuck everything else, I'm rapping. So we gonna give it up again for KL, because it wouldn't be no Jon Connor if it wasn't for KLC. You feel me? So, man, you know what, Gary? Before we got on, you said I was going to get to ask the first question. And KL, I consider you a big brother. But today, I get to interview you. I get to ask questions that I want to know. So, because you made the beat that changed my life, do you remember, and what was the session like when you made the beat to No Limit Soldiers? Like, do you recall making that beat?
I remember vividly. We was in the studio room, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in a booth, and Craig B was behind the board recording one of his records. Because all of us are like, whoever did the beat ran their own session most of the time, and most likely it was always me and Craig B running the session. But even like with Moby and Odell, me and Craig B pretty much ran their session plus our shit. But anyway, he was in the booth. Craig B was on the board, and I was just working on the record. You know what I'm saying? And C Murder came over there. He said, "Let me hear that shit." I gave him the headphones. He was like, "P, nigga, you need to hear this." So when so after P finished laying his verse for that song, I played it, and he came up with the hook instant like that, and he told Craig B, man, let's put this one up and let's get on this one here. And so shit, we dropped the beat, 2-tracked it, dropped it, and he laid the hook. You know, he freestyle. When I say freestyle, he literally like freestyled all his shit. When I say like when you know, like when motherfuckers talk about freestyling, that there's a difference, right? You can remember shit, think of shit and remember it. He was always just off the top of the head, period. Like this, he never wrote shit down. Never. You know what I'm saying? So he got up in there, laid the hook, you know what I'm saying, and he caught the beat. And he went with that motherfucking flow. You know, because the hard motherfucker. Just like the beat just took him there, you know. And shit, before you know it. And it was always like when you hear like these records, when we have like these posse cuts, it was always based on who was there at the moment. Just go do your thing. It was never a point to where, well, the only person that was going to go first is who album the song was for. And outside of that, whoever showed up, that's how the order went. But when it came down to No Limit Soldier, yeah, when I worked on that bitch, came up with it, C heard it through the headphones, said, man, let me hear that shit. I played that. He told P, man, you need to hear this shit. He got out the booth after he finished doing that, whatever he was doing, Craig B. I played it for him. He said, B, put that up, man. Let's get on this one here. And that's where it went. And after he finished that, you know, whoever came into the studio at that moment, because she was already there. And but the reason why she went third, because she wrote his verse. He and Silk, they just jumped in the booth and just ran a shit.
Damn.
If you listen to Steve Bird, you could tell his shit have structure. I'm a no limit nigga until I die in his face, and I say the same shit.
Hey, shit with a gun up in my face. I ain't scared to die, bitch. Like I said before, whole third world. I'm from the motherfucking Cali projects, supported worldwide. But the nigga don't play. Oh, Lord.
And that's what it was, man. Before you know it, all times got my rhymes on cock. Chris, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, top priority, my family. Let's go. Bro, KL, let me ask you though, because it's a couple questions just inspired from you answering that. For one, now I got two parts to the question, so I'll ask one at a time. B in his house, Silk and P was freestyling, right?
Right.
And at that point in time, wasn't no Pro Tools. Was y'all doing like cutting tape and shit, like, or how?
No. They had to do the hook every single time.
Wow.
So if somebody fucked up, like, how would y'all like redo it if somebody messed up?
No, they're punching in. We was able to punch in. You know, we had ADAT, multi-track ADAT tape.
ADATs, yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, it's like, you know, he came up with the hook, and we couldn't count off 16 balls because if you listen to No Limit Soldier, man, that motherfucking verse probably like motherfucking 18s and 24s. Them bitches long.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like after he laid his verse, you know, he laid the hook. He got up in that, still got up in that, laid his verse, and he had to get back up in that, laid the hook.
Man.
So, you know, everything was real time, man. We couldn't fly hooks or none of that shit. We had to actually record every single thing.
And so in my second question, because then I'll let y'all ask some questions too, because I'm gonna give my fan questions off too. You feel me? But my other question would be: is certain combinations, KL and hip hop, that every time you already know it's gonna be a moment. I would say Jay-Z and Kanye West to me is that type of combination. I would say Snoop and Dre is that type of combination. I would say you and P have that. You and Mystical have that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you see KLC and the artist is Mystical, you know it's gonna be special.
Right.
Did you know when you heard, like, when the nigga P like went in the lab and it was, nigga, I'm buzzing me lows and I'm hitting them down with, like, what was the feeling like in the studio? Did you know that shit was special while it was happening?
Nah, because we didn't have time to fill a record out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, TRU was a double CD.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so we didn't have time to like track beats out of none of that. None of that shit was tracked out. All that shit was 2-track. None of that shit was tracked out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that's just how it was when we recorded those records. Period. We didn't have time to do all that tracking and mixing and all of that shit. That was kind of hot, but you know, the way we did records back then, truthfully, we didn't have time to do them like that. You know, the only record that I can record that I actually tracked out probably was Make 'Em Say and Down for My Niggas, because nobody was in the studio when I made the beat.
Damn. So you was able to be in your zone. That's real.
Yeah, because when I did Down for My Niggas, everybody was in California, but me in C. You know, but outside of that, we didn't have time to, man. We had to put the motherfucking records out. I remember, like, No Limit Soldiers, as a matter of fact, after everybody finally got their verse in, I went to track it out. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he was like, go ahead on, man, let's get this shit mixed. So I'm like, cool. So when he went in the office, you know, I went to start separating the beat and shit. And he came back how we looking. I'm like, man, I'm still tracking this shit out. They were like, come on, Kel, man, you run it, man. We got to get this shit done, man. You run it trying to make that shit sound all pretty. Everything only got one speaker in their car anyway. As long as they hit a bass on my voice,
You say niggas ain't got but one speaker. Anyway.
Get out. Let's go, man.
From that point, you know,
you probably killed some of them niggas one speaker too as well. I was just saying, like that one speaker, when you throw the No Limit record, it was done. You had to go and get some more speakers.
and that from that point, you know, that's when it was like we just, you know, because normally what it'd be like with me, I would make a beat, lay a 2-track, that the artist come in and rap, and then I song the beat up around their vocals. Yeah, niggas up in there rapping over the fucking hook parts and all of that shit. So that's when I just stopped putting them in song format. So I program a beat, like every 4 or 8 bars, I just drop a break in a bitch. So, you know, back then when you rapping 16, you know, everybody punchlines always fall on a 4 or 8 anyway. So it pretty much, you know, it fell in place. You know, we didn't have time to do that shit. So it was 2-track beats, you know, as we go. Shit, that was it.
So KL, you just said something. I gotta follow up on it. Cause you just mentioned something about like cats like rapping over like the hook. And I feel like this is intentional. Like on Bout It, like it was like a Mia X main vocal, but then it was like she was also kind of like rhyming underneath the track too as well, or kind of following. What was going on there?
She had two verses in one both of them bitches laid. So she just laid the one that she picked, I think, and she just did like another ad lib with the other part that she had. We just panned them bitches left and just dropped them under there, and her lead vocal was just straight in the middle.
That's wild. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was 2 separate verses, but just the way my brain worked, man, I could only listen to the one at a time. Yeah. But I always wondered what was happening like underneath that track. And so it's a separate verse. It's completely different than the main verse.
Yeah, it's a whole nother verse. Damn. So he just dropped it lower as an ad lib, and we dropped it under the lead vocal and panned that bitch to one side, and she dropped the ad lib track, and we panned that bitch to that side.
So wow.
I wonder if somebody, I want to go on the internet, man, see if somebody like wrote that verse out, man. I want to see what she was saying now. Like,
you know what? When I see her tomorrow, I'm going to ask her.
Real shit.
Dope. Yeah. Tell her she got 4 people that want to know.
Cause you want to know what's crazy about that? I feel like it's like that on Bout It 1 and 2, because it was a Bout It that was on the TRU album and a Bout It that was on Ice Cream Man.
We did both of them the same way, but different verses on each one.
That's crazy to have 2 verses for the same song on 2 songs. That's insane. Legendary, in my opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mia X is the illest female MC of all time. I say it. I put my word on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like she should get more flowers, you know what I'm saying, period, because she, to me, is the greatest female MC of all time. It's always her and Lauryn Hill when people ask me that question.
Man, nobody fucking with Mia, man. I would say Mia. Well, my favorite female MC, Mia, Roxanne Shante, Rage,
Right.
Antoinette.
Okay.
Mia, Rage. I love Sweet Tea too.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are my top 5. Or did I name 4?
I think you named 5.
Antoinette, Sweet Tea, Mia X, Roxanne Shante. Was it one more?
I think that was 5. Yeah.
Okay.
5. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Antoinette is nice with it. But yeah, that's how we did that, all of them No Limit records, and when she did About It, that's what it was. Like, Mia's a motherfucker that write. Like, Mia write until she get her point across. That's how she write. She don't write into a structure, she started doing it. But Mia is the MC, shit. And Mia came up with bought and learned from fucking Finesse and Sequence, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And shit. And she, all of that extra shit that she had, man, like she overwrite a record and then she'll just figure out and just boom, boom, boom. And that's how it was. Mia ain't nothing to fuck with, man. Her pen is dangerous.
Period.
Like she said, she the wrong one to go after.
That's a fact. Bro. And listen, dog. When I was younger, the beats is what would draw me in. I started really studying lyrics later on in life. Mia X's verse on Make 'Em Say is fucking crazy. To this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to this day, it's so much rhyming, inner rhymings, the schemes, like, it's fucking insane, man. We capitalizing, monopolizing on everything you see. Got pistols drawn and cocked. We got the industry locked. We can't be stopped too hot. Check the spot that we got on bill. It's like, god damn. Like, it was like, when you listen to her verse and go back, like, now, it's like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her verse will Make 'Em Say is fucking legendary, man.
Yeah, man. That even like that, even like with that song now, it was just because Mystical almost missed that record. As a matter of fact, yeah, Mystical came when the song was done. He was on the road doing a show when we did the record, and when he came back and heard it, he told Craig B, because Craig B was engineering it and shit, right?
Yeah.
And he walked in like, man, what the fuck is that? Craig, we was like, shit, we finished this one, Jack. And he like, Mystical, like, nah, man, I'm getting on this bitch. and Craig B was like, nah, man, we finished. So shit, Mystical called P, hey, man, I need to get on this motherfucking record. And people like, what record? And he said, just Make 'Em Say on record. And if P called Craig B, man, let him in on that bitch. Even on the song, and if you watch the video, like, Mystical wasn't there for the video either, because if you watch the Make 'Em Say on video, Mystical, all his parts was by himself. You would never see him in a group.
On top of the basketball hoop.
Right. And so when they were shooting the video, he was on the road doing the show. And so when he got back in, all his parts was done by himself.
Were you in that video, KL? Make 'Em Say on it?
You gotta look close.
I'm about to go back.
You gotta look close.
Yeah, I'm going back. Yeah, if you got a timestamp, you'll give me like 3 minutes and 21 seconds. That'll help. But if not, I'm gonna watch the whole video.
I think it's on there. You might could catch it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm gonna screenshot it too. I'll be like, damn, I found it.
It's the trip that I still have the leather basketball suit.
Oh, that's hip hop history right there.
Right.
Yo,
That's in the
absolutely.
hip hop museum, you know?
Yeah, I still got that leather suit. That motherfucker nasty too.
What color was yours, KL?
So the New York Knicks color. Oh, see, I gave it away.
Word.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't give the suit away. But the hint of me being in a video.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna look for.
So now we gonna look for that New York Knicks. we on the lookout.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I think I can remember now. I think it was like near the end. Like you was in the bleachers. Did you have some sunglasses on?
I don't think so. Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, we definitely gotta go find KL to make him say video, dog. Straight up.
It's a very classic song, man. Man, KLC, man. Okay, so we talk about No Limit, talk about your time in the studio with some of these legends, man. Can you tell us like one of your craziest or funniest or most interesting studio sessions that you had with anybody? Share with us whether you were working with like Mystical or Master P, Super Shocker, or anybody at No Limit camp, you know.
Shit. I can remember when Snoop came there, him and Soulja Slim came at the same time. But this when I really realized that Snoop is an artist that has to be produced. You know, and when Snoop came there, you know, I'm thinking his expectations coming from Dre was gonna be out the roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he came in, I had a beat on, and he got in the booth, and I'm behind the board, and so I put the tapes in, and the whole beat played, right? So I'm looking at Snoop, he looking at me, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Well, nephew, just tell me what to do." I'm like, "Oh, really?" So, you know, he had his shit written, but, you know, he's waiting to be told what to do.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I realized Snoop is an artist that wants to be produced.
Right.
And the thing about it, too, like, fuck it down for my niggas, right? I'm up in there working on some samples and shit, chopping up some records. I get this phone call, yo, it was C. Man, you hear these niggas on TV talking shit? Call man, do you have a beat ready? I'm on my way.
Oh shit.
And from that, it took me from the moment he said that, and he got to the studio, the beat was done. It didn't even register. When I heard that shit in his voice, when he came back, shit, I hit that bitch. And he was like, okay, so he went to writing his verse. Magic came off that hole. He heard it. Magic went to writing his verse. That motherfucker was finished. I called Snoop. I say, Snoop, hey, what's up, nephew? I said, nigga, I'm about to have the hardest song on your album, nigga. Snoop was like, I don't know, nephew. Drake gave me some banging ass shit. I said, Snoop, I didn't think I was going to have the most banging shit on your album. I said, I'm going to have the hardest shit on your album. So, when we was in Baton Rouge, then he was in California, so I called him because we did the symphony record, right? So he did that record. And then I said, man, I got the other one that I was telling you about. And he was like, oh, nephew, let's do that motherfucker tomorrow. So when he said that, I know he was ready to go. So I said, well, let me put it on tape for you. So I put that tapes in, I popped the faders up on the board, you know, and hit play. That bitch came on. That bitch grabbed it. All the niggas went to crib walking in that bitch. Niggas still behind that door. Like, nah, nigga, you about to be this motherfucker now. But what people don't realize is that the verse Snoop have on that wasn't the original verse. They were like, hey, Snoop, nigga, ain't no hoes in this bitch. But you got to change that, my nigga, because we out in California. Ain't no hoes, but we gonna be outnumbered. We shoot all our videos and our movies out here. So and that's when he came up with the verse that you hear now. I think when I say he went in.
So that first verse, he was dissing somebody.
Like I said, he went in. I'm gonna just leave it.
I think I already know. Look, I'm a hip hop historian, man. I think I've heard the story about P having to pull Snoop back from dissing certain people. A certain person, I should say.
So, and that's pretty much what it was, you know. And it was like, yeah. Thanks.
Man, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah. But those probably like you know, like two of the biggest moments that I can recall, you know.
I like to ask something. I know a lot of people have probably seen lately where your name came up in a interview with David Banner on Club Shay Shay, right?
Right.
And he was talking about the producer tags and whatnot, and how he was one of the ones that started with the producer tags, putting them on the beats. And he brought your name up, and he said that, you know, he talked about how he had to sort of fight to get the producer tag left on the record because the DJs used to take it out, and then T.I. would tell the DJ, no, leave it in there. He worked hard on that, and he brought your name up in terms of you know, producers that have made a significant mark in the game that whose name have not maybe gotten it just due in terms of just, you know, people talking about your work. So I just wanted to ask you how you felt about that, how you felt about what he had to say, and how you feel about that in general in terms of your work.
Man, I really appreciate that what Banner did, because first of all, he didn't have that to do. You know what I'm saying? And he showed me a lot of love on that. You know what I'm saying? And me and Banner has been real close friends for a long ass time. So every opportunity he was able to give me some shine, you know, he'll let him know, because, you know, Banner, you know, like on his come up, you know, I did everything that I can, you know, to help him, you know what I'm saying? And cause Banner, like a Pimp and Cadillac 22, he did that at my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that Banner was in a bad place at one time, and I think it was around the time somebody broke in his van and stole his shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nigga, come over here. You know, so, and that was at a time to where shit, Banner probably he wouldn't trust his damn self. So I invited him in my house. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, did his thing, you know. But me and Banner always been real solid from that point. Because I met Banner through Fiend. That's how I met Banner. You know, Banner and Fiend is real close.
Okay.
Yeah. But now I really appreciate what Banner did for me. You know, he showed me a lot of love on that.
Yeah, no doubt. How you feel about the producer tags? You know, the producers mostly now putting their tags on all of the beats, and you know, to sort of push their brand out.
Well, I feel like, for me, like, see, I felt that my sound was based on all them Soldier songs. Like, when you hear that motherfucking snare on that Soldier record, you knew what time it was. And then back then, coming up, you know, we wasn't, you know, tagging beats wasn't the thing, you know, back then, you know what I'm saying? So I really never did get into it, and I really didn't care. But I knew that when a nigga heard my shit, they knew what it was, you know. And You know, I was really never into the tagging thing. You know, I was like, man, let's get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope with me because, you know, when people hear it, when they be like, boy, that sounds like some Beats by the Pound KLC shit. So they let me know that the sound that I came and created, you know, within the No Limit situation was noticed by motherfuckers.
Right.
Without a tag.
Mm-hmm.
And so it pretty much like I had a sound that I, you know, created, which was called soldier music. You know, that's what they used to call it.
Dope.
It was something else that Banner said in that same interview. He was talking about like how you'll hear Jay-Z say like, Kanye West, you did it, you a genius, like shouting out, or Just Blaze, you crazy, go crazy on the drums. But P did that. He did that like he would say, you know, KLC, like Moby, Beats, like that's how I remember first hearing Beats by the Pound was because like before, you know, like the hook came in to introduce like the song, I remember hearing P shout out like Beats by the Pound, and then he would mention y'all like individually. Right. And then, you know, this was during the time where we're buying CDs, so we got liner credits, and then you go in and you look at the production and be like, oh, okay, these are the people responsible for the music, you know, that you're hearing. So I know Banner mentioned, you know, Jay-Z shouting out producers, but you know, P was before that.
Yeah, P did it, but P didn't do it how Jay did it. Like Jay gave them the spotlight. He did it though, don't get me wrong. He did it like within a format of a, you know, like a shout out, but he didn't make it like how he did it. Like, then Guru got to be the most famous fucking hip hop engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't shout out the engineer. Nigga.
That's facts.
Right.
No, Jay.
Hey, KL. Hey, KL, you ain't never lied, bro, because that nigga Jay-Z used to shout out Guru so much. I used to be like, who the fuck? Like, what the fuck does Guru do? Like, who the fuck is this nigga Guru that he keeps? And then I'm like, damn, that's the fucking engineer. Like, that's crazy. Like, you right. Guru's definitely the most famous engineer of all time, dog.
Yeah, and that's definitely in hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And don't get me wrong, P did it, but he didn't make it noticeable. Like Kanye, you're a genius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, P he would do it in a rhyme scheme. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it that you know, Jay did it like he did it fucking loud, nigga. Like, like he made sure that you heard that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, P did it too, but it wasn't like how Jay did it. That nigga ain't forget nobody, you know. Fucking the engineer.
Tata, he shouting out his whole movie.
Tata,
It's real. That's that.
Emery, yep.
Right.
Yeah, he say every time Jay said their name, their price went up.
Yeah. That's that promotion. That's why, you know, but the thing about it is that, you know, everybody coming up with people, you know, coming up with a tag and put it in their beat. When you get a motherfucker like Jay saying it, shit, you gotta think about how many times Jay said that shit. So them niggas probably have like 10 different tags from Jay. If they go through the motherfucking songs and just take all the Jay tag shout outs and make a beat tag, shit, them niggas be tagging a bitch like outfits in the week, nigga. I'm gonna just go with the I'm gonna go with the PSA. I'm gonna go with the PSA shout out. Right.
So KL. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. You were gonna say something?
No. Go ahead.
So, okay, right before we hopped on, I just want to make sure that this conversation comes officially to the pod. Like, you were talking about just what it was like the work ethic that you put in. I don't think people, well, we saw it as fans, right? So we saw the every album's coming out every 2 weeks. We saw the No Limit artwork on the CD, and it had like all the different projects that were coming up. But just talk about like what it was like being like in the machine during that time, because like, you know, it's people that's putting all of this stuff out, right? Folks have to put in the work.
Let me like, I don't think there's a producer alive who went through the shit we had to do to survive and make these records, my nigga. And I want y'all to listen to it close. And I'm gonna break it down as simplistic as I can, right? And I may miss some because I dotted all this shit down at one point. But I'm gonna just give you a brief detail. So every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, this is the process. 20 songs an album. So it took at least 3 days to record and mix an entire album. Let alone, you got to think about the artwork couldn't be completed until we know what the name of every song was and who produced the record. So after we did 3 days of recording, you got to think about we had to do that. And then the process of recording, if the ADAS or shit one of them get broke, we popping that motherfucker out and popping another one in. And the one that had issues we had to pop out, we had to open that bitch up and fix it and clean it and have it popping in the other room. You know what I'm saying? Because the way we was able to record so many records is that, just say if I'm working on Fiend album, so if I'm at the end of Fiend album, like on the last song or two, they didn't already started on the next album of who was coming out next. So in the process of doing that, them 3 days of recording, and then at the same time, we have to troubleshoot and fix this equipment. So after those 3 days up, we got to break it down, stop, boom, 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 then turn in all the credits so they can finally complete the artwork. And in the process, we got to fly to California and then go to mastering. So that's the week right there. You know what I'm saying? 3 days of recording, and then a day of flying to California, and then and mastering, and within them 2 days. And then after that, you got to think about, after the mastering, they had to send it to the pressing plant. They get pressed. So we're in the next week now. So when they're going into the pressing, you got to understand that still after they press, they had to press, they had to get vinyl and CDs. Then they had to have the artwork complete to put in the CDs, the J cards and shit. Then it had to be shrink wrapped. And then after they go through that process, it had to be boxed up and shipped to distributors for the next couple days. And when they do that, then they had to ship it to all of the retail stores across the... And this is like fucking, you know what I'm saying, like 3 days of work of doing all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, well, you got 3 days and 1 week to record and master. And then the next week, you got to motherfucking get all of the artwork in to get the J cards done and do all the printing for the artwork. And then you got to go through the process of having all of that shit pressed in another day or two. And the next day or two, you got to have all that shit boxed up and shipped out to all of the distributors. To all of the independent distributors to ship out to all the motherfucking stores and shit. So, my nigga, you know, that was a lot of shit. We had to do that shit every single fucking day. Nobody is sitting in, you know what I'm saying, for Beats by the Pound. Like, we are doing this shit, my nigga. Like, that was some shit to fucking deal with. You know, that's something that you know, the average motherfucker didn't have the time to do nothing. Beats by the Pound, man, we ain't have no fucking life doing that shit, nigga. Good thing about it, we enjoy what we do, you know, because Beats by the Pound, we are musicians. I play snare drum, I march, Craig B plays sax, Odell played keyboard, Moby Dick played mellophone. So we was all musicians. We all knew music, but we didn't have a chance to display that shit because the way we had to make records. We didn't have time to show motherfucker like, nigga, we could get on a motherfucking we could pick up some instruments and get busy. You know, cause shit, we get up now, we make these motherfucking beats. I get up and put on the motherfucking headphones and shit, we didn't even have time to think the process of beat. We just jump on that bitch and just fly some shit out there, The artist wasn't in no position to say, man, I don't like that beat. Nah, when we did, yo, you get on it, or whoever next is gonna be coming right behind you. So they didn't have the opportunity to say, I don't like that beat. You know, the only artist that really did that was Silk, because most of the songs, like on C Murder, Life or Dead album, all of the production that I did on that was songs that Silk passed on beats. But beats by the pound, but beats by the pound, we got 5 motherfuckers. So Silk, he was able to go listen to this and this, pick. So when it came down to doing C shit, she up in there coming after Silk. So everything that Silk's in here on, she like put it on the side, put it on tape. So by the time it came to do C album, shit, he didn't already wrote to the beats that Silk turned down that I had. So me and him jump started his album. So I was already up like 9 up on C album.
Damn.
A quick follow up in this same thought. Did Silk pass on a kick though?
Oh, Silk passed on getting on down for my niggas.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Kick though, that's the murder record. As a matter of fact, when I called Snoop and said, nigga, I have the hardest song, and that's when I called Silk. I said, nigga, you got to get on this record. And Silk said, okay, cool. So when we landed in L.A., Silk picked me up from the airport, and I put the tape in, and it was down for my niggas. He listened to it and said, dude, call me when you get a hit.
Wow.
I did, sir. I did. This is the call.
So, question, bro, have y'all talked about that since? Like, have you and Silk talked about that since?
Yeah, but Silk had it still, and he kind of put me on the spot. He joke about it now. Because I never told him the story, so he must have heard the story when I told it. And he'll get up now with this show, and he said, "KL, tell him about the song that I passed up on."
Damn. Well, shit. I know. You know what? I know we got to talk about 24. I gotta give one more a Beats by the Pound No Limit question there. So, bro.
Yo.
So it's KL, Moby Dick, Craig B, Carlos Stevens, and Moby Dick. Huh?
Odell.
And Odell. So is it a beat that any of the 4 of them ever made? Like that you came in the studio and was like, damn, I wish I made that. Like, is it a song that what's your favorite beat from each of the other members of Beats by the Pound?
I like
fucking
that.
Odell Smoke song for Mystical.
Yes. That's a fucking classic.
Moby Dick, Break 'em Off. Craig B. It gotta be Craig B. Heart of a Ghetto Boy on Fiend album. 3 Life.
Yes.
But Craig B had that. Craig B had some fucking bangers too. Shit. And Carlos had some things. Let's get them.
Yeah. Passing things. Let's get. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn, you know what? I'm gonna interject myself into that. I'm gonna name my 5 favorite fucking other. Like, here you go. Look,
You know what? Another thing probably what Craig B too probably was Mystical the Man Right shit too.
Damn.
Yeah.
He did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's hard.
That's fucking legendary.
Craig B got some fucking bangers, nigga. Everybody got some bangers though, but yeah. Craig B got some bangers. Nigga. It ain't my fault. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
And he did Craig B do Where the Hot Girls At? Right here. Oh, yeah.
Craig B did that one too.
Yeah. Damn. Damn.
It's hard because goddamn it, like, cause shit. like when you even think about you look at like some of the shit that I did with Mystical. Like I did this song with Mystical called "The Edge of the Blade" that was on the Blade soundtrack. I think that's made Mystical best song that we ever done. When y'all get a chance, check that bitch out.
Okay.
It's called "Edge of the Blade" when they did it for the Blade movie with, I think it was Wesley Snipes, the first or the second Blade movie. That motherfucker was so fucking hard. Woo.
I'm definitely by Edge of the Blade is the name of the joint.
Yeah, by Mystical.
Yeah, I'm on it. As soon as we get off here, I'm on it.
Man, so KLC, man, just gotta get into this 24 album, man.
All right.
You and Connor linked up. So we probably got a 2-part question. What was your first initial thoughts when you first met Connor, right? And then also talk about what was the vibe when you and Connor were doing the 24 album in like through your lens, through your eyes.
Yeah, man. When I first met Connor and saw him, I thought it was some nigga that peace sign shit. Fuck.
Well, look, Connor was like, he told us, you know what I'm saying? When he first heard that, he was on it.
Yeah, he was telling me about like he's a big fan. I'm like, for sure, you know what I'm saying? And I think he ran one of Mac's songs to me. I'm like, hold up. Like, this nigga really know this record. Real.
Right.
And that's when I think I gave him my number. I said, nigga, call me. And you know what's so funny about that? It was South by Southwest.
Yeah.
It was South by Southwest. And you know who was there?
Who was that?
Kendrick Lamar and 3D Not That's when Kendrick first popped. Saw this before he popped off. And we was up in there. And I think me, Mystical, and Mia was there too. But 3D Not was there. They were doing their interview with Sway. It was Not and Kendrick on a panel on a Sway show. I never forget. We was in a sneaker shop.
Yeah, we was at a sneaker shop. Yeah.
And I came outside, and that's when it was you and probably like fucking 10 other niggas with camouflage.
Hell yeah. that sound about right.
That too.
Yeah.
They popped it up deep.
But you know, I really didn't hear nothing from him. You know, he really didn't rap none of his shit, but he ran Mac shit. I'm like, okay, this motherfucker, yeah. Just the fact that he knew, you know, Mac Records, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nigga, here go my number, call me.
Yeah, that was definitely how it happened. We was at Sway in the morning at South by Southwest, and I was tired than a motherfucker because I had like 8-9 shows the night before. And nigga, I seen KL, Mystical, and Mia. I woke right up. I'm like, I got to go say what's up to my dog. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I went and introduced, and that's exactly how it happened, man. We was at Sway at a sneaker shop in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. That's definitely what it was.
I want to get a little bit more into like 24, the music that's on there. Like Mac was one of my favorite like No Limit artists too. So I was geeked. Like hearing like Yuyan, like Mac and Fiend. Like I got a couple favorites on this track. I'm sorry, on the album, but just on this particular song, like just describe it to me. Like what was, first of all, why Mac go so hard? Like y'all, why you let that man do that?
Hey, KL, I'm gonna
tell you this here.
What's up?
Connor verse inspired Mac. As a matter of fact, when the song was finished, right? Because you know we was working from afar. You know, like every time a song get done, Connor shoot it to me for the approval. Boom, boom, boom. So when he sent me the project, right, and I listened to it. So when I heard the one with him and Fiend on it. I was like, hold up, we got to get Mac on this bitch. We got to get Mac on this bitch. Mac was in Jersey. I called him. He said, "Whoa!" I'm like, nigga, you got to get on this song. And I sent it to him. He called me back and texted me, "I'm on it." And he said, "When I get back, we gonna get on this motherfucker." He said, "I'm fucking with this." As soon as he came home, I got him and Connor on the phone. And, we ran it for a minute. And before you know it, the next day we was in the motherfucking studio. I was like, nah, I heard Mac on this. I'm like, nah, nigga. Mac got to get on this. And the thing about it that Mac and Fiend, they did a couple records, but they didn't do enough records together because it was going to be to the point where I was going to push them to do a group album on No Limit. Them niggas get on some records and wreck shit.
Crazy.
Like that song they did called We. Man, that fucking We record.
That We record is crazy. That nigga Max said, "I'm deadliest niggas eating strippers at club whispers. Thug niggas come to that door like Jehovah's Witness." I said, man, this nigga a fool, bro. Like, straight up. That nigga snap, bro. Snap.
Yeah, bro. But nah, man, when we did that motherfucker, bro, when I heard it, I was like, God damn, I'm like, man, I instantly called him. I said, nigga, how much time we got? I want to get Mac on this record. He got to get on this record. I think we got enough time. He called girl and asked him. She said, yeah, we got a few more days. So shit, as soon as Mac came home, man, we got on that shit. I wasn't gonna let that, even if we had to do a motherfucking reissue or deluxe version, nigga. He was gonna get on that bitch.
That's what I'm gonna put my little sprinkle on it. Cause what was crazy is the album was turned in, done. And me and KL get on the phone and he like, dog, I just got one thing. I'm like, what's up? I hear Mac on that bitch. And I'm like, he was like, you think we could get it back now? I'm like, hell yeah. But I'm knowing when I call Lindsay, because Lindsay is who deal with the distribution and all of that shit. I be having to hear her ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to hear, what do you mean? What do you mean we turned it in? I'm gonna have to hear all that shit. So I call Lindsay. I'm like, Lindsay. I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, we about to get Mac on the album. She said, what album? I said 24. I was like, yo. I was like, can we I'm like, is it too late for us to put a new song on there? She was like, well, no, it should be fine, blah, blah, blah. She ended up calling them and they was like, no, we good because we did it in enough time. But I was so fucking excited when he told me like, we gonna get Mac on that motherfucker, because I agree. Like, man, we didn't hear enough of Fiend and Mac together. So to have a record with both of them on it, you know what I'm saying, on this joint, knowing that, in that No Limit run, we didn't get a lot of Fiend and Mac songs, is just like, it's an honor to have that on this 24 album. And the whole story of how it came to be is he told it exactly how it happened. Like, the album was done and turned in. And KL like, nah, motherfucking Mac needs to be on that song. And to Mac's credit, he did that shit, turned it right back around and made the album, man.
Yeah, so Mac originally was supposed to be on Fiend Trip to London.
Damn.
Mac originally was supposed to be on that record.
So why wasn't he though?
I don't know what happened. Something came out to where he couldn't make it. And that originally was supposed to be Mac and Fiend on that record. He didn't see it coming. No type of instinct
for running. I wish he would have came with me to London. Yes. I never knocked his hustle. I was the one that gave him muscle. Like, yeah. That's that shit. That Street Life album, bro. That fucking album might be in my top 5 of all time No Limit albums, bro. Fiend Street Life.
That Street Life album was the album that we had time to actually track out, because when we did Street Life, we was gone from No Limit. We left. So me and Craig B recorded that album in our house, and Craig B had a studio set up in this house, and I had my setup. So when we finished the album, I told Fee, man, don't get this nigga this album, but it got to the point with Fiend to where like I was like, you know what? Fiend had a newborn coming. Yeah, man, just do your thing with it. I just gave it to him.
Damn, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Damn, but that's crazy because you could hear on the Street Life album, it sound like y'all went in and focused like from a whole different place.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
Different, nigga. When nigga, the bass on the rock show never sound like that on No Limit song. When that bass drop in, it comes.
Yeah,
nigga, I'm gonna say this here, and I'll give how a motherfucker feel. That was officially like considered like the first trap record, nigga.
Let's go.
Now, if you think about trap music, that shit wasn't out when Street Life came out in '99, my nigga. Atlanta wasn't even really popping then. That's like the first trap record. I mean, that shit that bitch have the bass to beat fucking mirrors off calls, nigga.
Facts. 36 ounces, 1,008 grams. That shit hard. Yeah, still to this day. Still to this fucking day.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So going back to 24. Like, so I think the next No Limit feature I remember from the album is "Wake Up, Go Hard" with Mr. Servon.
Yeah, man. That song there is like a lot of people's favorites too. That "Wake Up, Go Hard," and then both of them snapped on that bitch. Con, I love your flow, bro. It's just I gotta learn the words when we go. But see, when you had that kind of flow and cadence, it's kind of like if people remember that shit kind of faster. You know what I'm saying? Because opposed to like kind of how you on that spitting rapid fire on a lot of them records, but see on this one, it's kind of like you kind of pull back. And it's like a melody. Any beat with a melody is always going to be a motherfucker biggest hit on the album. Because when you have a melody, it gives the song, it gives the beat, it gives a beat an identity. You know what I'm saying? So if you think of every hit record, there's something about that record that's going to catch somebody ear that the record have an identity. Like you look at Down for My Nigga, the dun 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 dun. I don't give a fuck if Michael Jackson bass line on beat it. Doop, 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 doop. There's something about it that have this little melody in it. People intend to like catch to that melody. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't know the record, they can at least whisper the melody to like, oh, you talking about that record, But that motherfucking echo, bro. That motherfucking that sir snapped on that bitch though.
That motherfucker went crazy.
And look, all of y'all snapped on. I was just like, KL, that beat is crazy. Like, tell me a little bit more. Like what? So, did the beat develop over time, or you just already had it queued up? You knew it was crazy, and you was just like, y'all didn't serve on. Y'all got to get on this.
Nah, man, it's like. I make beats every day, my nigga. And like one thing I noticed that a partner of mine and Mia brought it to my attention is that the average person just can't jump on none of my beats and rhyme because they have a cadence that's not simple. Like a lot of I play snare, so a lot of my drums is drum rudiments, you know what I'm saying? And if you're familiar with like second line music, it's a certain rhythm. That's why it's easier for motherfuckers like Mystical Mac and Fiend and Mia to rap on them because, damn, Mystical Mac, Fiend, and Mia, they got a lot of niggas who name M's in No Limits. But anyway,
Mr. Servon.
Mr. Servon. And Magic. And when you think about it, it's like when you think about like when you think of second line music, it's all brass. and a drum, a bass and a snare, but everything else is straight brass. You know, so it's always got this. And that's not a cadence or rhythm that anybody could catch. Because I remember when I did Move Bitch, it's like Luda really couldn't. He knew he loved the beat, but he really couldn't catch that rhythm until he heard Mystical Flow. And he was like, oh, because if you think about it, now Mystical rapped on Move Bitch first. And then Luda had the hook, but Mystical did his verse first. And if you listen to the cadence and the patterns of the verses, Mystical is, here I come, here I go. Uh-oh, don't jump, bitch, move. Oh, no, pipes out. I'm about to punch you. Pipes out. You know what I'm saying?
Had to get into the pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was to a point the way once he caught it, they were like, oh, okay. Other than 920, you know, he went too old on the right track, beat, getting like that thing. Yeah, I can't remember but I-20. I love I-20 verse. They could be tripping. But now like that motherfucking that Wake Up Go Hard, man. Like I think that the kind of man no. Yeah, but that Wake Up Go Hard, man, that's like niggas on that record, bro. And the thing about it, what I love about it, like it just seemed like every record that I use with that bottle spin in it, that it's just like that sound is fucking hypnotizing, my nigga. And then it's not a sound that's used a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a sound that's used a lot, you know what I'm saying? So like nobody on No Limit, it's like certain sounds like that I use, none of the other artists use, like that snare on all of the Soldier songs, nobody used that. That whistle, that lead Prophet on About It, nobody ever used that because they like some of my like go-to signature sounds, you know what I'm saying, that I use a lot. So but now that motherfucking Work Up Go Hard is like, you know, that bitch is a monster, bro.
Yep. I was just about to ask you about that too, KLC, about that Wake Up Go Hard. Like you got that authentic throwback, No Limit sound to it, you know. Yeah. Like kind of go into like, you know, how that track came about and what went into to make that track happen.
And it's like pretty much every beat that I've done on that project is just me just in the studio making beats. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my beats when I make, cause it's like it gets to a point to where like and all of this stuff was pretty much done after we left No Limit. So I really didn't have the artist at that time just in the studio while I'm making it. So I sit up here and I make the beats and shit, and I just song it up how I want to, you know, because I really don't have an artist to get up in that motherfucker to write a song to them. So I'm just making beats on a wing and just coming with my own song, you know, my song arrangement, and just put it how I put it. Or like I make it like if I'm making an instrumentation or instrumental album. So when the artist will jump on it, it's like everything in there is already in place. So they can listen to the beat and catch something in the beat that they can grab to and just rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's pretty much how that was though. Like a lot of the beats that I made, you know, they didn't have no vocals on it. I just did it. Oh, but I have the song that which one that is which one that is?
That is Look in My Eyes and You'll See
Story to Tell.
Oh yeah. I was getting to that one.
You know, you know D1 did a song on that beat first, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it just like D1 came by me one time and we just recorded. I was pulling up beats and he just came up and that motherfucker was just writing to him. He came up with that, but I did one for him. And I said, I got some other stuff that I did that I want you to get on. So I just started making beats and pulling them bitches up and he just started pinning them bitches. It's just like a verse and a hook. You know what I'm saying? He have, you know what I'm saying? But D1 rapped on that record, and he just left them all to me, and whatever was all for me anyway. But when it came down to your stuff, it was just like I didn't want, when I sent you that beat, I didn't want you to have an idea. I want to hear what you wanted to do with it.
Damn.
Let me follow up on this one since we're on a story to tell. Like, Jon, this might be more directed towards you as the MC for this. Like, you went into your story bag a couple times on 24. Like, what was it about, like, KL's production that made you like wanna like sort of? Cause you told a couple different stories. Like, I feel like some was like personal, some was like, maybe like biographical, right? Like, but both of them is fire. I just wonder what inspired your like storytelling side of you as an MC with KL's production.
Well, for one, when I think of Big Bro, man, I think just hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? And to me, hip hop is missing a lot of storytelling. And so, like with the joint, the story to tell joint, when I go into the lab, I let the music kind of give me the words. You know what I'm saying? Like I go in with a blank canvas in my brain. So when I listen to the beat, like that's what it felt like. It felt like, tell the story, talk about how, when you was 13, you know what I'm saying? Tell them about how when you was 13 up until now, how you got to that point. Because a lot of people think my story might start at Aftermath, or think my story might start with the XXL freshman cover, or think that it start with, my story start being on my mother's porch, you know what I'm saying, wanting to rhyme over KL beats. So the thing was, it's like, okay, why don't you tell that? Tell them, and I think I said it in my Facebook post that as dope as 24 is, what's as dope as it is the story that it took to get there, like how it all came to be and like how everything kind of just connected. So just the simplified answer to the question is just Bro's beats bring that out of me. The beat brings the words out of me, but I felt like it was, it was necessary for me to tell how we got to that point, saying even that I've had, respect and love for KL and what he do as a producer since even before the average person ever heard of me, before they heard me on the Compton shit, I was inspired by KL. So I thought that it was dope to be able to tell that part or that portion of my life on that joint. Oh, and real quick too, before y'all ask the next question, y'all was talking about Wake Up Go Hard. My 2 cents on Wake Up Go Hard is, bro, I appreciate the compliment on the fact that you fuck with the cadence. I changed my verse. You might still got the version, because I feel like the first version of Wake Up Go Hard, I was like going crazy. Like it's a version of Wake Up Go Hard where my verse where I'm, you know what I'm saying? And then after I lived with the record for a minute, I'm like, nah, this record don't cause for all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? This would need to be a little more calm and settled. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the verse that y'all hear now is actually my second verse that I recorded to that joint.
Yeah, the kid like that motherfucker. That was like, yeah. And it really caught me like when we was on our way to Alabama last week, that's when I really caught it. I'm on the plane, have my headphones on, and I just sat back and listened to the whole project, my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? I fell asleep. I woke up, and all I heard was dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that flow is thick, bro.
Man, thank you. Yes, man, appreciate it, bro.
That's dope. Y'all it's like almost a no limit reunion on this mug. But
yeah, that if you go into a couple of credits on YouTube, a lot of motherfuckers were saying like this is 2025 no limit.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, y'all also got a DJ Paul on there. Is this
yes, sir.
In terms of collaborating with DJ Paul, this is a question for both of y'all. Is this y'all first DJ Paul collab? And tell us about do you have any influence far as from 3-6 and any just on your music and your style over the years?
Man, let me tell you something. One thing about 360 this here, bro, like, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Them niggas, like, it's a lot of motherfuckers, bro, that don't want to see these niggas in the verses. Like, people just don't. These boys got some fucking records.
Mm-hmm.
All that Juicy J, they don't talk about them as producers enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they don't talk about how dope Banner is as a producer. They don't talk about how dope Pimp C was as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But with 3-6, like, you know, like Paul, DJ Paul and Jay, man, Juicy J, like, them niggas got beats. And it just, I mean, I felt so good just hearing, cause that's like probably like the first time Paul rapped on a beat of mine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to hear that nigga rapping on my shit, I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Right.
Cause I didn't know any of the features until he sent me the album. So I'm like, you know, even when I heard that motherfucker, when I heard Lil White, I'm like, hold up.
Lil White killed that shit too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Nah,
so how DJ Paul end up on here?
So, bro,
all of the features, other than Mac, you got to talk to your man's right there.
your man's right there.
Yeah, y'all got to talk about that.
So look, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all how the DJ Paul thing happened. But listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know I call myself the people's rapper and all of that because I don't care who I work with, what I do, the amount of whatever credibility or whatever. I'm still a fan of hip hop first. I'm never gonna ever forget. Like, I'm a fan of this shit still to this day. So me being able to have a whole project with KL and then becoming friends with DJ Paul, I'm like, nigga, I could make a fantasy record come true. DJ Paul on a KLC beat. So when KL sent me the joint for work, like, I was going in on it and I was thinking like, damn, this would be crazy as hell if Paul was on here. So I hit Paul and God bless him, because me and Paul became close. Man, damn, me and him almost been cool for like 10 years now. Time be flying. So we met about 10 years ago. We was working on records, became cool, similar to me and KL. Just real nigga vibes, like, you know what I'm saying? Solid, genuine people, you know what I mean? And so we've been cool ever since. So I'm listening to the joint and I'm like, man, this would be crazy as fuck. Like, if Paul was on a KLC beat. So I hit Paul and he was like, what's up? What you need? I was like, bro, me and KL doing a project together, bro. I need you on this joint. And he like, you want me to rap on the motherfucker? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, send it. So I think literally he did it in like 2 weeks, sent it back to me. It was crazy. But the funniest part about this story is when I told him I was going to release it as a feature, I hit Paul up and he was like, because at this point, the song been done for like a year. So I called him and he like, send it to me. What did I say? And I'm like, I'm about to send it to you right now. He sent me back. I went hard as hell on that motherfucker. I'm like, I was like, yeah, you did. Oh, he was like, this motherfucker banging. And it was just dope, you know what I'm saying, for one, to make that happen, to have, you know what I'm saying, two of my favorite producers, like I say, No Limit, Cash Money, 3-6 raised me musically and is what made me want to rap. So to be able to put two of my all-time GOAT producers together on one track, that's some shit you couldn't have told me that would be happening at 14 years old, man. So I'm honored by it, and that's how it happened. And that nigga Paul funny as hell, because yeah, that's the first shit he said after I sent to him. Like, oh snap, I went hard as hell on that motherfucker. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you did. But, you know, it happened just out of because, man, the respect that Paul got for KL, you know what I'm saying? The respect that me and Paul have for each other, it's just off love. All of the features came together off just genuine relationships and genuine respect. And so when I hit Paul, like, he did it. Like, it was just like no question. So, man, love to big bro DJ Paul, because I know that ain't something that he do often. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give niggas rap verses. So I appreciate that.
And for my gym rats, work and motivated. I would say it's probably the two tracks that y'all want to go to. Like really the whole, I mean, because KLC Beats is meant for the gym. Like it's meant for lifting heavy ass shit. So the whole album really, but I think Working Motivated, like the lyrics also got like that kind of, you get the KL beat, but then you also get like the lyrics that kind of go along with lifting heavy ass shit. So my gym pick song.
Hell
Man,
yeah.
that motivated, man. Just like, see, a lot of them records is like, I don't remember when I produce them. Like when I listen to the motivated, beat, because since I listened to the album, made me go back and listen to the beat, right? And I was just thinking about the shit that I put in the beat. Like, what made me put this fucking quiet in this mother? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just listening to that shit. I'm like, man, this motherfucker here. Yeah. Like, yeah, this bitch is something. I don't remember the zone that I was in. And it's just like, I just make them bitches, my nigga, and I just make them and I just put them up, without a thought, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I make these beats, bro, and at the time, I just don't have nobody to rap on them, nigga. I done wrote fucking songs and albums and shit. Well, me penning shit just because, like, I don't be rhyming and shit, but shit, when I be making beats, I just have like a line of shit. Something just come in my head. I say, man, let me write that shit down. Before you know it, shit, I'm cleaning up and sweeping and wiping down the studio, and within a week or so, I'm writing the line down here tomorrow, and then 2 weeks, I'm writing 2 or 3 lines, fuck around. Before you know it, shit, I done wrote fucking 3 verses to this one beat. I'm like, God, that's the whole fucking song, but I have beats that I made that just sitting, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
So when the KL album coming out?
For real.
Nigga, I got the shit that I'm working on for that motherfucker, man. I got them bitches is marinating, nigga.
Okay.
The production on this record here is going to be some it should probably like some down south chronic type shit.
Ooh.
The beat, like I don't have a problem, putting my shit up and saying like based on Dre shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm waiting on that motherfucking time with Connor. Hey, yo, Connor, what's up? It's Dre. Man, go ahead on. Look, Connor, just go ahead on, get with KL, man, and just tell him to send me them fucking instrumentals. Yeah. Go ahead on and mix this thing properly, man. But now, man, look, I have, bro, like, nigga, I be in that motherfucker working, bro. That motivated. I said the comment to Connor, the nigga said, man, I was tired as fuck. I didn't want to cut my motherfucking grass. I listened to that song and I got my ass up and cut my grass. So
I got motivated.
Motivated.
Hey, like on that, in that same song, man, you got Martin Luther King, one of his speeches.
Oh, that speech.
Dude, I heard that speech for the first time this year. I had never heard that speech ever. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard it on that track, I'm like, man, I just heard this speech for the first time this year. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the inspiration behind putting that speech on the track?
It was, what's crazy? I hadn't heard that speech before I found it, and now I've been hearing it pop up more and more. But at the time, I just wanted something impactful. I literally went online and looked up like rare Martin Luther King speeches, and at the time that was one that popped up. I think he was giving it to like some college students maybe, and I just thought it fit. I thought it fit what was the whole vibe of the record. So to hear Dr. Martin Luther King say what he said is impactful, and honestly, our music is gonna outlast all of us, and so I always think to myself, what am I gonna be saying to people when I'm no longer here in the physical form to justify whatever it is I said on these records. So it's like to be able to let that speech live forever on that record as we talking about staying motivated is just one of them things where it's like after we long gone, I will be proud to have that be associated with some music that we made.
It fit perfectly, man. That was a dope selection. It fit perfectly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, you know what? So we talk about the album. I got one question. Okay, Connor, Kings and Queens, man. Like, I know I think last week you mentioned that you make music. You make music about music that you miss in hip hop, right?
Right.
And so that's how you make your music, because you miss some of those elements in hip hop, and so you say, who's best to do it but me? I was gonna put it out there then. It kind of got that Candy vibe to it. I listened to the song. I just hear LL Cool J, saying kind of like singing, rapping at that song Candy.
That I feel good. That one about Candy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there listening to the track, and I'm thinking like, man, more and more people need to hear this track. This should be a track that's in rotation, because it kind of gives you that balance of what we hear today on the radio. You don't hear much of that anymore on the radio. So like we had in the 90s. So that kind of talk about that track, KO and John.
Well, Kings and Queens, from my perspective, I just, like I said, I miss those type of joints where you will have Mia X and Master P, or you will have Trick Daddy and Trina, or you will have like, the girl rapper and the guy rapper, Ja Rule and Vita. Like, you feel
Ice
me?
Cube and Yo-Yo.
Ice Cube and Yo-Yo, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I just feel like we haven't heard a lot of those type of records in a positive direction. So I just wanted to make one of those type of joints, but we talking about something positive, about being kings and queens and uplifting, because there's so much man versus woman shit going on nowadays, where it's like, I just thought it'd be powerful to have a song that make you dance, where a guy is bigging up the lady and the woman is bigging up the dude, and as opposed to us tearing each other down, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I have a question for that.
Yeah.
Who wrote our verse?
Hey, bro, she wrote her verse.
Really?
Yes. Dead ass. She wrote her verse.
Her pen nice. I ain't gonna lie, I thought you did.
Dog. She did that shit. That's what made me fuck with her. I found Jay Allure on Instagram, and she just used to be freestyling, like on some holding the phone in front of her and just spitting. And I'm like, she nice as fuck. And I reached out to her and she did it. Yep, she from Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, wow. No shit.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yep.
Okay. So I guess we got, at some point we could go over ever and ever, but at some point we got to wrap it on up. So what do y'all want fans to take away from this 24 album?
Bro, you go first.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, like, everybody that heard it, call, just let me know, man, this shit is fucking refreshing. Niggas on this bitch actually rapping, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I really, every time I say what's my favorite, I hear something else and realize, like, you know what, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It changed like every day for me.
but that the one you did with Lil White, that was one that I took off my project, off my album. That was a beat from my album. And I like, I just put it in a folder. Because honestly, bro, I didn't think you was gonna rap on all of them. I thought you'd be like, this one, I want to send me something else and this and this. And when you send me all them bitches back, I'm like, because I had a fucking talk with one of my artists, right? And he was talking about I did a beat. I did, man, like, man, I see that you did this album with Connor, man. Like, man, when I say, my nigga, you know how long you been listening to these motherfucking beats? I said something, and he sent them bitches back to me finished. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, you ain't getting that big bro treatment right there.
Man, I'm like, man, look, my thing is, I have a slogan: my beasts are for sale and not to be held. You know what I'm saying?
That need to be on a t-shirt.
Hey, KL, real quick, I'm gonna tell them this too. Listen, It's a song that was supposed to go 24 called I Know, and that beat hard than a motherfucker. And I called KL. I'm like, KL, I want to write to I Know. He said, that bitch gone. My beats is to be sold, not to...
My beats for sale, not to be held.
Not to be held.
I told you what. I told you who I sent it to.
Who you sent it to?
Jadakiss.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you
man. It's like there's a trip that with Jadakiss. We did the Rocket Bells, right?
Yeah.
And Jed and one of my partners is real cool. My partners have been telling Jed like he knew who I was, and you're like, man, I'm telling you, man, you got to give a KL, boom, 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 boom. You're like, no doubt, boom. So, nigga, Mia performed on a Rock the Bell cruise that he watched. That nigga was on the phone. Yo, Mia and KL is on this bitch killing it. So why I'm up there, nigga, we're in the middle of the ocean. I'm getting phone calls from my partner on land, nigga. Nigga, Jada just hit me up. He trying to get in touch with you, man. He just watched you and Mia show. He said, y'all killed that shit. I'm like, no doubt, shit. I finally hooked up with him, and he was like, man, send me something. You know, man, if you hear this shit that I sent him, it is awesome. Goodness. But I other than that, when I haven't heard back from him on some of the other shit. So, like I said, man, I got beats for fucking days, my nigga. You know, but the thing about it is, like, the beat that I make, niggas, they have to rap on it. You just not gonna jump on it and just do some bullshit. You know, my beats are challenging. You know what I'm saying? You just not gonna get on it and think you just gonna get on it. Niggas gonna think about it. You know, like when they hear that shit, they're gonna be more like, hold up, you know, I just can't. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to sit on this shit. I'm gonna have to think of something. It's nothing I can just fly off the head and just rap on that, jump on that bitch and start rapping. So my shit is gonna challenge you. It makes you have to write.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
That's dope. It's crazy though. That I mean, so, and I know we trying to rap a little bit, but our like, is no limit. Is everybody still like family? How's that relationship with all the No Limit cats? I know I'm going way back.
Everybody's good now. You know, right now, you know, P and me are going through their thing bad right now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I saw that.
And but other than that, everybody else good. Shit, me, Fiend, Mia, Max, shit, we be together all the time. Shit, we go serve too, and we all get together and we go grub, man. We get together, go eat and this and that and all that there and shit. I finally put Connor on the phone with Moby. Shit. You know what I'm saying? But now we up, man. We all are good, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, Silk been down here a lot. You know, Silk been coming down, been kicking and hanging and shit. So, you know, shit. Yeah, we stay style. You know, me and P going through their thing right now. So don't know how that gonna turn out in the future, but hey, me, solid tip.
Yeah, I know P was talking about doing something, I guess some final show or something else like that.
Yeah, it's an episode.
Do you still work with P at all, or?
Nah, P said it himself. He was done with music 25 years ago.
Okay.
So you know that's what he said. But shit, I'm still rocking out me. Shit, I don't know fuck.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's dope. Man, that's dope. And that's dope that the rest of y'all still, you know, still family and y'all.
Yeah, you know, Fiend will give you two. Fiend will give you International Jones, or he'll give you Mr. Womp shit. Which one you want?
That's a fact.
Man, we got KLC still in the place to be. You know what I'm saying? Still making beats for the folks.
And yeah, so, and what you said, damn, what was it? Because you had asked a specific question, and I can't remember what it was.
Who, me? Oh, in terms of, I was just asking what would y'all want the fans to take away from 24, just overall.
And shit, I guess. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna say, man, it's something refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Something that's really refreshing. That when you hear it, you're gonna be like, damn, this is some refreshing shit. It's different. It don't sound like nothing out there. Motherfuckers on there rapping their ass off. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, motherfuckers going in. This is pure lyricism. Everybody snapped on that bitch.
No doubt.
And period. I'm gonna say the same. I'm shadowing exactly what bro said. People been saying it's refreshing, and they miss this sound. They miss lyricism. They miss what I'm saying. All of those things. And what I want them to take from the album is. What I want younger artists to take from it is make what you feel like making. It's an audience for everything. Make what you like, and then you're gonna attract the people that like what you like. Do what you do. Don't chase no trend. Do what's in your soul. Do what's in your heart. Make what you want to make. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I say, me and KL, we made what we wanted to make, and people fucking with it. And that I hope that snowballs into a trend with other people. Stop chasing the trend. Stop chasing sound. Like, you know what I'm saying? Chase what's in your heart to make. You know what I'm saying? And if you like it, then put that shit out, and then just keep making music. Music is to be shared, man. Don't hold the gift. I seen somebody say, die empty. You know what I'm saying? Make everything you want to make, put that shit out, and make some more shit, put that shit out, and keep going. So I hope it inspire people to just keep doing what they feel and in their soul, man.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean, and it's like you say, it is refreshing, man. Y'all made a super duper dope album. Y'all ain't talking about smoking on y'all ops. Y'all ain't talking about popping perk 30s. Y'all ain't talking about y'all ain't talking about sipping on lean. None of that stuff. And I mean, if that's what the young guys want to talk about, that's their prerogative. But y'all gave us some solid stuff, and it's definitely refreshing.
No doubt.
Grown folk hip hop.
Grown folk hip hop. Yeah, we almost need a whole nother genre almost.
Damn right.
Cause grown folk hip hop is, I mean, for real, like that they like to put they like to put a lot of stuff up against, okay, how is it going up against the NBA young boy or I don't know, whatever the young cats, whoever knew in there now. But, I do. I think it's almost a different genre. You almost got 2-3 separate genres of hip hop at this point. And at some point, they're going to have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, for real.
No doubt.
No doubt.
For real.
But there it is.
So, Jon, any final thoughts to send us off?
Well, shit, my final thoughts would be, first and foremost, thank you to my big brother, my dog, KLC, the motherfucking legendary KLC of Beats by the Pound. And just so it's on record, man, as always, I appreciate your friendship. First and foremost, I appreciate you and with everything you done contributed to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And just you defining a sound and everything that come with that motherfucking legendary KLC Connor Culture podcast. Clap it up one more time for KLC. And yeah, I'm going to close it off and leave y'all with this. Make sure y'all go check out 24 Jon Connor KLC. Is streaming on all platforms right now. If you want to support directly, go to www.connorculture.com. We got merch, we got posters, we got t-shirts. And I already put the bug in KL ear. We gonna do 25. 25 is on the way. So we gonna lock back in and we gonna make 25 happen. But thank you to everybody who done supported the album. Thank y'all for watching the podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed all of the gems on this joint because there was many of them. We'll see y'all next time. Yeety.
Yeah.
Peace.